Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 24th through the 30th. And during that time, we will have a waxing crescent moon. And that's a good time of heightened senses, good time to execute things that you've just started on the new moon, new projects, new things that you're working on. It's just a really good time for mental clarity to buckle down, get some work done, get some things accomplished. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter other than the moon this week. So, of course, Gemini, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, Gemini, you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to tell you that my weekly reminder this week is that you learn something new. Pick a topic that you've had some sort of interest in and just really take a little time to do a deep dive on it. I know a lot of times as adults, we forget that we're still here learning things. And you might be learning, we all learn every day, but to really deep dive and go, I'm going to really take some time to learn about this thing. I've had some interest in it and I'm going to take that time. And so, take a couple of hours, if you have a book on the topic, listen to a lecture, take some notes, and just really deep dive and really take the time to hone in, think about it, and absorb the thing that you're learning. So that is just my weekly reminder. And of course, the moon energy goes along with that this week. But, it's a good time to focus. So, all right, without further ado, Gemini, let's get into this reading. August 24th through the 30th. You and your loved ones are safe. All right, your overall present energy, Queen of Wands. So your energy right now is that you are feeling, you understand what drives you. You understand what gets you up in the morning, what lights your fire. And not only that, but you understand the people around you, the people in your kingdom. This could be friends, family, coworkers. You understand kind of what lights everyone's fire. And in that position, you can kind of, use that to everyone's advantage. You know how to get things done because you have that understanding about people, about what excites them. And I just, for some reason, I'm already getting that this may be a delegation thing, that you're working on something where you need to understand that about the people around you. Or at least, take a clearer look at that before decisions are made, if that makes sense. Just something that's coming through your current situation. Page of Swords. So a new path in the way of communicating. This could be that you've kind of maybe seen the light on some of this stuff and that you are going to communicate it or use it in some manner towards something, Gemini. That I'm trying to think of a good example. And let's say that I don't know, for some reason baseball's coming to mind. Let's say that you're a baseball coach and you understand that you've got a one player that's just really, what really lights them up is just being right in the middle of the action. You've got another player that's maybe a little slower when it comes to that, and what really lights them up is calmly making the play. They've got a mental clarity about them, and they're a little calmer. So you might put, the one that wants to be in the middle of the action. Of course, you're going to put them a shortstop, second base, those kind of positions. Where the other calmer one, you may want, that might need to be your catcher who's kind of controlling the game, or someone in the outfield who's just going to make that play every time. Anyway, and that's the kind of that Queen of Wands energy, is that you understand what drives everybody to really get the job done to win the game. So, but this comes across for you this week in some new way of communicating this. And this could just be like, again, some new clarity that's come to you. I don't know why baseball came to mind. I hope that was a good analogy and it works for some of you, maybe. And I hope my baseball analogy was correct. But anyway, at the root of your situation is the Three of Swords. So yeah, there's been something that maybe a disappointment, a little bit of brokenheartedness that's made you think, and that yeah, things could work better. Things could work better, and that you feel like you're kind of personally responsible, that maybe you didn't understand a thing um as much as you could have, and this new understanding and this new way of communicating will just be better for you and everyone around you. In your recent past, is the Temperance card. So, of course, this is coming to you from a place where, you thought things were kind of imbalanced. You thought that everything was fine. You thought that, um, that you were doing great. This is a card about fulfillment and, being very centered and balanced. A card of inspiration. And you kind of thought that's where you were, and maybe you're just kind of thinking, no, well, that I'd had that one wrong. I got this wrong, and let me try to fix it now. Let me look at this from a different set of eyes, from a different perspective. What is on your mind this week is the Hanged Man, which is definitely about looking at things from a new perspective. I love tarot for this reason. So yeah, you're just kind of changing your view on something. You and your loved ones are safe. This could have something to do with family, something that has just, again, come to light, that you're like, oh, I need to understand these people around me a little better so that I can communicate better. And it could have just been something that maybe you miscommunicated something to someone, and you're understanding, oh, I shouldn't say that because that's not nice, or that's not whatever. That doesn't make that person feel good. So, but you are kind of coming to this new perspective. Just ahead of you this week is a little bit of self-satisfaction where you're like, okay, I remedied this situation. And this could be an apology. This could be something that you did, again, a new way of communicating, where you're like, hey, I'm doing, whatever I did was out of humor or whatever. Maybe it was misconstrued, but maybe an apology is in order. In your advice position is the High Priestess. So, there could be things about the situation that are unknown to you. Like, it might have made sense to you to and I'm just getting the feeling like a wisecrack or a joke or something that was said, and where it seems like it's no big deal to you, there's something hidden from you that you don't understand, that it maybe is a bigger deal for that person, and it's something that you don't know about. We don't know everything about everybody or what they're thinking or feeling inside. And sometimes a wisecrack that just seems like something's just such a light thing that you might say that really hurts their feelings on some level that you're not even aware of, right? It's because their past experiences is different from yours. So I do feel like the advice is, there's something hidden from you that you're not really quite aware of here, and that apology and that's definitely warranted because of something you're not quite aware of. Does that make sense? Okay, it made sense to me. So, what is beyond your control this week? Queen of Cups. So, much like the Queen of Wands here, who understands the people around her, it's beyond your control to gain a little bit more information about the emotional response that people might have to something that maybe you've said. Again, your perspective is changing. You're learning something new about a person, and it's just changing the way you communicate. So that's okay. That's fine. We all need to learn a little bit. What is your secret desire? What you're trying to avoid is the Chariot card. So maybe it's your secret desire to learn and gather the information to change, again, changing your perspective a little bit. And we're all always making those adjustments and changing, as we learn. Oh, that hurts this person's feelings. I better not do that. This thing that I thought was a wisecrack, it meant more to them that I really intended it to. So this is kind of gathering that information so that you can make a change. So either that is your secret desire that you change, or you're just trying to avoid and you just don't care. But that's really your big question of the week, is, do you care enough to make that sort of change for the people around you, or do you not care at all? That's really your decision. In your outcome position is, if you do care, maybe you do want to make that change, because here's your outcome. And I think, the 10 of Pentacles is about generational wealth, security, everybody's well-being around you. And I just get the feeling, if you're this old dude sitting here, you want everyone to be happy and healthy around you. And again, I was getting this feeling that this was maybe kind of family related. You and your loved ones are safe, but it's a thing that you're learning about the people around you and family members, of course. So, what is hidden from you this week is the Moon card. So again, I see the Moon card as being very close to this High Priestess card. It's something you don't know, something that's hidden from you in the dark. And it may be coming to you a little bit intuitively or in your dreams or somehow, but there's something that maybe came to light, and it was in the dark, and now you kind of understand that a little bit more. So I hope that makes sense to you, Gemini. It's again, the overall story here is I do feel like maybe you said something again as a joke and someone took it just a little bit more seriously than you intended it to be. I don't think you did it intentionally, but I feel like you do maybe need to apologize. So look into that. Think about things that you might have said recently, and then suck it up and apologize if you need to. It's okay. And you're going to feel a sense of satisfaction. And so will that other person will feel like, wow, okay, I'm feeling a little bit more understood. All right, we have a card fighting to come out here. We are going to take it with the Soul Oracle deck. Shine your light. Yeah, shine your light on this whole situation and and be able to apologize. That's fine. You can do that. I believe in you. Let's get a message here to see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Gemini this week as they go through maybe a little apology and learn some things that they didn't previously know, things that are hidden from them. Speak up is the card that comes out for you. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. Interesting. Yeah, speak up. And if that means an apology because you've learned some information here that you didn't know previously, that's just learning about ourselves. And I don't even think this is like a big, huge deal this week. I feel like it's just a little learning thing for you. I knew that you guys, the Gemini Collective, has been, really great at manifesting things and doing things lately. And maybe you just got just a little bit distracted about how you manage and deal with other humans. And again, I feel like you said something that maybe shouldn't have been said, and you just need to suck it up, speak up, apologize, because that's good. I think you can do that. So, Gemini, I really appreciate your time here with me today. And I do hope there was something that you can take away in this reading and use for your week. And if that's the case, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a message. Let me know. Is this something that that happened with you this week, or that happened previously that you're managing and dealing with this week? Of course, I read every comment, so drop me a comment and let me know. Also, if you like my reading style, if you hit that like and subscribe button, it just kind of pushes me up in the algorithm. And as a new YouTuber, that really helps me a lot. And I appreciate that so much. Also, more importantly, Gemini, it'll help you find me next week and we'll see where this energy goes. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.